Okay, this is the meeting of the Douglas Historic Commission meeting, December 28th, 2023. David Metz, Fontaine, introduce
Sarah
yourselves.
Diamond.
Rebecca Doyle Valley.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Shoot, I kinda should get this. Sorry, just not writing.
Next step on Historic District Progress. Approval of minutes, of course, from the last meeting. We all saw them attached. And you have them here.
Move to approve the minutes.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay. Approve the minutes?
Do I have the minutes?
No, to approve the minutes.
Oh, yes, I approve. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about on the historic district, but we have a guest today, so I think we can vote to let Shirley Mazinski ask her questions or speak her, whatever her new business is.
I will second that, if you need a second.
You agree?
Sure.
Agree. Okay. Thank you for taking me first. Appreciate that. I am chairman of the Building and Facilities Construction Committee for the town of Douglas, and I'm here to invite you to the site walk that this committee will be doing at the following locations. At our meeting on Tuesday, I think it's the 2nd of January, at 10 o'clock in the morning. We will be meeting up at the Municipal Center, so we can, I can call my meeting to order. And then we will be going to the following places: 11 Gleason Court, Town of Douglas Grammar School.
Wait a minute,
Will-
11 Gleason Court, did you say?
Yeah, that's the town.
Oh, 11, thank
11.
you.
11, yeah. 5 Cottage Street, the Town of Douglas Fire Station, the old fire station.
Mhm.
And 21 Main Street is the Town of Douglas, Douglas Center School. And then one other is the Not Old. It's owned by the town and I believe the Water Commission. 104 Main Street, Town of Douglas, it's called the Old Buckeye Pipeline Company. These are areas that are owned by the town, or
Mhm.
as I said, the water sewer department too. So 10 a.m., we are going to meet up at the Municipal Center and call my meeting to order. And if you have a quorum, you can do the same. And when this came up that we wanted to review the areas owned by the town, old buildings, so forth, I suggested that the committee invite the Historic Commission. And because I know you're interested in what's, the old buildings and
Yeah.
what you're working on, and so I thought this would be a good time if you haven't seen the buildings, you would like to see the buildings. Adam Furno will be with us to open up and take us in. And it will be on cable.
I'll be recording it.
You'll be there.
I'll be there,
Back and
yes.
forth on the weekend.
And this is all weather permitting, of course, because if it's snowing, rain, well, that's I don't think that's a problem, but snowing,
The grammar
ice,
school might be a problem getting into if it's raining.
yeah.
Because we did it, 4 years ago?
It's probably longer.
Pre-pandemic, we did it.
Yeah.
And getting in there was hairy on a beautiful sunny day. I don't know.
Right,
I don't know
right.
what it would be like if the rocks and
Right.
everything were wet to get into that building.
Sure.
Right, but.
But if not, well, we can do the others.
Yeah, I know I probably can't go only because I have to put my schedule in 3 weeks in advance at work. And I know, but there's no way they're gonna let me go.
No, I understand.
But I know, I've been in all these buildings at one point or another,
Okay.
but Yes.
And if you have, that's fine, but we just wanted to
Sure.
extend the invitation.
That's good, thank you.
Yeah, that's a really good idea, Shirley. I like that you're inviting us. I cannot do that date.
Neither can I. I just looked and we have like 3 different things going on at my house.
Okay.
You can record and
I
you'll be
will
our,
be
you'll be
there.
our
Yep.
representative.
Can,
Yeah, so
I'll be doing 2 things.
do you mind me asking what is, besides obviously seeing what's going on, what's the purpose of the sidewalk?
What are we gonna do with these buildings?
mm,
There is another building, but we're not, because it's already been marked for demolition. The little red house next to the cemetery.
Yeah.
It has been marked for demo.
Yeah,
yeah.
I wondered.
Yes, because, you know, just keeping these, and yet, if they're to be destroyed, it costs money,
right.
because you've got asbestos,
Yeah,
asphalt,
it's-
whatever.
It works
So-
both ways, yeah.
The
The
town,
liabilities
Otherwise,
too.
we're gonna be spending a ton of money, whether it's trying to refurb it or demo it.
Right,
Right.
yep,
so, again, these are things we, as a building and facilities, we recommend to the selectmen,
sure.
okay?
I,
And that's where we are. We have many other things going on that we're doing, where we've already done a walkthrough with the highway department, the fire department, the police department, and had to choose which one needed the most
TLC.
work. So, and it came down to the highway department.
Okay.
And then we recommended that was the one, and we also had companies that would be working on this. And it was the Building and Facilities Committee that recommended which one after reviewing their application.
I know that the grammar school location was looked at when they started doing the library building program. And if I recall, the cost for a demo on that building made the project in that location go astronomical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's hard to knock down these.
And the longer you wait as to what you're gonna do, the higher the costs.
And the worse the buildings get.
Yes.
Yeah, because these are hard decisions, right? Because they're
Yes,
like,
they
Well,
are.
we
they're
went,
important to the town, but they're expensive either way.
we
Yeah.
went November of 2018 is when we did our walkthrough.
Thank you.
And I've got the pictures right here, and they were rough in 2018. Like the center school, the entire basement had been absolutely gutted on copper and
Yes.
piping.
Yes, we know that.
And the grammar school had gone through the 10 years of the haunted house,
Mhm.
and then the fire department had started using that as training grounds.
Mhm.
So
And
that
I don't think that's happening anymore.
so those are like it took a beating between those two major
And when I was on the
uses.
Board of Selectmen, what we did was, because the roof was leaking, and because the bats and the guano had got in there, the town did spend money in cleaning out the guano and putting a new roof on. And then we had hoped to have some plan to move ahead. But then, of course, you've got money that was tight, and nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is, and it's probably a good, stable building, but what are we gonna do with it?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, and we just needed input from, you know, someone like you, who, a
Okay.
committee that's historic, looking out for the history of the town, so.
Now, the grammar school, are there any issues with how close it is to the elementary school?
At one time, and I can't remember how many years ago.
Because I know that's always kind of come up.
Yes, I'm not sure if there was an absolute vote not to have any particular, like, apartments or whatever. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the vote was ever taken or, but input, what do you think? You know,
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how we could, so if we can't attend, at least not with a quorum, but we can see the walkthrough, and then, like, you'll discuss, I'm sure, as you're walking through. And then, I wonder if we could somehow have a meeting where we're, like, reviewing the tapes, or we review them separately
Yeah.
and come back with,
And do a joint meeting.
Yep.
yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
well, you know, let us know, and if you can attend, that's great. I'm just
Okay.
extending the invitation.
Yeah,
No,
that's
from
much
the board.
appreciated, Shirley.
Okay.
Appreciated.
All right. And if you have any other questions, let me know.
Okay.
And if you want to make a copy of the ones that we're doing,
I'll go grab a copy of that real
Yep.
quick.
So then I'm sure it's not gonna be a quick decision. So like you'll have this walkthrough, you'll discuss it that day, but then probably your next meeting will also be a discussion, I'm guessing, right?
right.
So then we could also consider going to a meeting that's not a
It's an
walkthrough.
open meeting. Any
Yeah.
board meeting is open.
If we're
Right.
gonna have a
Public.
quorum, we should also post though, right?
Yes,
If we're.
yes.
If we're all
And
gonna be there.
Yeah.
if you come to the meeting and you have a quorum, you need to call your meeting to order.
Okay, and I'm just, what was, something went in my head and then left. I was just, if we should, wanted to get on the agenda at some point, you
Yep.
know, to say, you know, kind of
Yeah.
have an official, if we had an official take on one or more of the buildings, that might be something for the future,
Mhm.
to get on the agenda and
Mhm.
speak as a group.
Just let me know.
I'll throw a copy on the drive afterwards.
Thanks.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
Thank you, Shirley.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for just, I thought I was gonna go in the front door. I should have asked you, David, when I talked to you.
Where-
Anyhow.
Yeah. Oh, here's the.
At least it's not snow.
What time are they always at 10?
They have been, but after our next meeting and the time for the whole year is supposedly gonna be at 4.
Okay.
So what days are they? I'm sorry.
They're at the bottom, but they're, so it's
Oh,
either 10 or 4.
No, it's gonna be, the next meeting our next meeting will be, it's the 3rd Wednesday of the month
Okay, at 4 PM.
at 4 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
so
The
that's.
walkthrough is, though at 10 o'clock in the morning on January
Second.
2nd.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our next meeting will be January 17th
Right.
at 4 p.m.
Where, I'm trying to figure out
at the Municipal Center.
where the Buckeye pipeline is. Where, I don't.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that.
No, neither
Yeah.
am I.
It's going up Route 16 on the right-hand side. There was a pipeline company and they disbanded. And there's a building in there.
Is that the building that's kind of? Oh, I don't recognize that.
If you look, when you're going up Route 16, it's off in the distance. But that's where all the management or whatever locally of the pipeline.
So it's pretty far on the west side of town? No.
Before you get to, where you turn off to go to the land, we used to call it the dump.
The transfer station.
Right, yeah.
Transfer station.
It's on the right before Rydell, heading west.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay, it's,
yeah,
I know where that is, I just
Yeah.
can't think of that building.
yeah.
it's behind this building.
Okay.
Do you know?
Yes, I think I know where it is now.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
That's where I was thinking it might be, but it was driving me. I'm like, where is this? Why don't I know where this is? I drive by this every day a million times.
All right, Happy New Year,
Thank
everybody.
Two.
you. Stay
Stay safe.
safe.
Stay safe.
See you on the 2nd. Or at least I will.
Thanks for taking me early.
No problem.
I have miles to go. Lots to do.
Thanks for the chair, too.
Adult size chair.
The real chair.
The real chair.
Next steps on historic district
Yes,
progress.
so I've had this email from August in my inbox from the Mass Historic Commission, which we all got, but from Ben, who's our contact there.
Right,
And so he wanted some Form B, it would be ideal to have some Form B inventory forms prepared as part of the update. And hope to have you listed in the National Register District. So for the purpose of submitting to the MHC for evaluation, I would focus on the area form with current photographs and updated information. So they want the A form, I guess, done to the best of our ability.
Okay.
Some photos, and I don't know, we figured maybe 10 or so of the B
Right.
forms.
So here is the A form.
Oh, so the A form is just the Excel
This
sheet?
is the A form.
Okay,
So, bear with me because there's a lot going on in this form because we added the styles
mm-hmm,
because there was questions on what styles we go by. So we've got the Macris, the Belding, and the Douglas Assessor site.
okay,
Now, when I was going through and putting in building and contributed, non-contributing, there seemed to be some clashes on the contributing and non-contributing.
mm-hmm.
I thought we were doing everything 1970 and prior is contributing. Is that what we had decided, or did we decide to go to
Over time.
1945?
I thought it was 45
I
that we
thought so
made the
too.
cutoff.
Because the thing is, I'm seeing contributing in the set, like up to the 70s. That's why I wanted to
Yeah.
deter, like, I could not remember what we decided to do the cutoff at.
So 1970 is 74, it'll be in 2004.
53 years ago.
70,
Hmm.
oh, great.
I'm pretty sure we had said 40 something.
yeah, I thought so too.
So
That's
if,
my
if we look
recollection.
at it
Just pick
here,
ones that are always, that we know are gonna be, apply,
so if
and
we
have
look
nothing
at it,
questions about them.
so if we look at it here, 1970 and later, there are 22 properties. 46 to 70 is 24 properties. Now, one of the reasons I think we said possibly including 46 to 70 is because that's when you had everybody coming home from the war, you had houses going up, they were still working at the mills.
Yeah.
I thought that was one of the reasons we considered keeping that as part of the contributing, but I cannot remember what we finally decided.
I wonder if we should just look at a couple of representative ones, because, I mean, antique, right, is like more like 50
Right.
years, so then like 1970 makes sense as not contributing.
As
Or-
contributing.
After 1970 would
Right,
not be
96, right,
contributing.
right.
But 46 to 70 is, you know, some of those are like 80 years old.
Just say pick ones that we know qualify. Try not to pick ones that are too late, and pick ones that we know have
So
been
you wanna do it on an
reliable.
individual basis, cause that makes it
Because
more
we're also
confusing.
gonna run into the problem, and we're gonna run into this problem with the two categories, the 1800s and the 1900 to 45.
Right.
Also, is houses are being updated.
Yeah.
So a lot of the charm from some of those 1900 houses is gone because so much work's been done on them.
Right.
So that also makes it difficult to just be like, take it by case, because then we've got 200 and something properties to
That we
look.
have-
that-
Yeah, I'd rather not take it on case by case, because then we've got a lot of more
Right.
finagling to do.
Yeah.
Personally, I would say 1970 plus is non-contributing and the rest is contributing, but maybe that's too short of an answer.
It's the difference of 24 properties.
Yeah.
It's manageable.
So the thing is, I believe regardless, we would have to do pictures for all of them. I don't think that we can get away with.
Yeah, and we've got pictures. They may not be wonderful, but we do have pictures for 95% of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so did I go, sorry, bear with me one sec. I went the wrong way. Let me sort this one more time. Okay. So 67, 66, 65, 64, a lot of ranches, capes, 63, ranches, capes. The church was a 1955, St. Dennis, so that would technically not be included if we do the cutoff at 45. Mid-century bungalows, capes, colonial, that's what, oh, actually, no, sorry. So that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, cause I don't know.
It's unless we cut off at 1945, the one exception being the church. And putting the church in as contributing just because it's what it
It's
is.
one of the largest properties in town, yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
I said I saw a mix of stuff while I was doing it, and I'm like, I'm not sure where we're going, because even in the 1940s, a couple were listed as non-contributing.
I think I'd be okay with going to 1945 and then including the church individually.
Yep.
I'm good with that.
Seems like it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Okay, I just, like I said, as I was doing it, this is something that came up, and I'm like,
What's the address?
27 Manchog,
That sounds right.
something, 27 Manchog.
Okay.
Okay, so, let me just.
Kind of like a bookend, it's the end of the historic district on that end.
And then the one that I'm changing is going to be. Now, do we, am I correct that we still have to do, pictures for the non-contributing as well?
I don't think we need a I believe what happens is we've got I don't know. I'm not sure we need a photo of everything that's non-contributing because we're focused on the area form and that's more of,
But the area form I thought the area form did require the pictures.
I don't know.
Hold on. Samples. Lennox. Is this the one that we want? Sorry, bear with me. It's a big document.
I have this a note saying cutoff date 1970. And my notes from
look-
August 17th.
But looking at them all being ranches and capes,
So,
I guess what happens is like from what we had emailed to the MHC, we've got 2 mill periods and the later one goes until the late 1940s. So that's where it becomes not part of the narrative.
okay, so here is their A form. Which I've done a pretty good job of copying what we decided we were gonna do on, the style. We were gonna go with the Macris.
right,
Then we debated going with the DAS next because Belding uses the term vernacular so many times. Oh, that reminds me. This is what one of the workshops the MHC had done. It looks like they might have taken pictures of every property. Lennox didn't include the N and the C on theirs, and they didn't include the picture number, which Ben told us we needed to
Have a picture number.
have a picture number and have the N or the C
Mm-hmm.
for non-contributing or contributing. And then we needed to have the B, the O, the S for building site, object,
Okay.
and one other thing. But these kind of show us how they suggested doing houses. So I think the style gets done, like I said, we had discussed doing Macris, then going into DAS, and then only going to Belding if we're desperate.
Right, if we're desperate.
But Belding has already got Macris, and Macris has determined what their style is based on Belding's work.
Right.
I still included it so we could compare.
Yeah. Yeah, so what Ben had said is if, where is it? He said if it's, if it's Macris is not making sense, that we can, basically what he said was if it wasn't making sense, that we can use our judgment. Yeah. If your assessment of the building conflicts with the MHC already has been filed, then include the style you think it is in your document.
Well, the original style, it's dark, I apologize.
It's okay.
The original style is what we had all put in when we had done our sections.
Right.
And then the three after are what was pulled from the other sources. And I didn't see much arguing.
No,
There was very,
So should one of us go through and and we can keep these columns for later, but for the purpose of submitting,
oh yeah,
go through and kind of pick which one that we, kind of make the designation that we're like,
yeah,
Put that
we
in
can make a copy of this and we'll say this is the original and then we'll have a working
sometimes
copy.
we put, in some cases, we put in footnotes saying, style may be multiples. There's some of these are transitional. They have some federal to them, they have some Greek revival to them. They have some French Second Empire.
Well,
So
the
you
thing
can't
I
make, some
saw.
are not dominant.
The thing I saw a lot of was, I want to say it was Greek revival / I cannot say this word, so don't mock me. Italianate,
Italianate.
that thing. Like there was a lot of those two
Mm-hmm.
together.
Yeah, because there's some of them,
The-
those
the-
styles were transitional.
And the
They were-
styles went well together, so there was,
The house on the corner of Mechanic Street, the one that John Petrolia owned, that was an 1820 house. And then in the 1870s, the styles changed enough that they Italianated it by putting brackets over the doors, adding more gussets around the thing to make it look more contemporary.
so I'm,
I had a
so,
house I listed up in Princeton. It was built in 1820 and 1870. They added a whole second story, but a French mansard roof on the top totally changed the detailing so it looks like 1870. But it's basically a federal house that's been Italianated in French Second Empire.
well, I'm actually doing a project with a patron. And what she's doing is she wants you to be able to walk up to a building, hold up your phone, and pictures of that building through the years will click through. So because of that, we're going through all types of paperwork, all types of pictures. Do you know that Nancy's old house, the hotel, had balconies
Oh, wow.
on it?
Yeah, there was a lot
I
going
remember
on there.
building that.
Oh, wow.
The one right next to Joe's, Douglas House of Pizza. Nancy
Okay.
Culinaro's,
Uh-huh.
the hotel. That had balconies. So many of these houses had like balconies or this or that, and you look at them today and they're completely different.
Right.
And you can actually tell what the time period of these pictures is based on like the Victorian style was really huge, and some
Yeah.
of these fit the Victorian style at that point.
You look at the photos from the 1876 or 18, whatever it was, from the Douglas's 150th anniversary And there was a lot of photos of downtown, and there was a lot more bunting and other stuff going on with the properties.
So like this project I'm doing with her is fascinating, and
I want to see that when it's done.
Yeah,
I'm even, because my grandparents lived on Main Street, I'm going through old family pictures, because there's a lot of pictures of the of the town and the
Right.
backgrounds, and things were like, even the Methodist Church has gone through like so many transformations. So it's a really interesting project, but it definitely is hammering home as I'm looking at, as I'm helping her with this project, how difficult it is to type the buildings because of all the changes that are
No,
constantly
the
happening.
MHC knows that. It's a lot of properties.
No, I'm just
Changes.
saying, like, it doing this and looking at the different time periods, you're seeing why it's so difficult
Yeah.
to type them. So, David, if I were to blow this up and make it bigger for you, do you think you would, and give it to you in paper, on paper, as opposed to this way, would you be able to go through and kind of pick what the styles should be?
Yeah.
Are you okay with that? You
Sure.
just seem to have
Yeah, I know.
a better understanding, I think, of some of the building
Yep,
styles.
that's fine.
So what I'll do is I'll keep,
And then just put in one more column and then you can designate.
so what I'll do is I'll keep the street, the number, the street name, the year built. Do you want me to keep the historic name?
Sure.
Okay, and then I'll have the 4 styles, and you can figure out which style you think each of them should be.
Sure.
Okay.
Because I'm staring at it and it came to my mind, when we talk about threatened properties, J.C. Hammond Tin Shop, I think has been empty since, I'm not sure how long, at least the last 6 years on Bowen Court, and it's in rough shape, so. Wanted to mention that when I just was looking at it on the, on the screen, so jogged my memory.
Who owns that one?
That's too bad.
Linda, someone or other. I looked it up and it's in a trust, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
Oh, trusts are the worst. Well, no, when it looks like
I just happened to be down that way and I noticed it, so.
is it 9 Bowen?
I can't remember. It's the little, it's like a very long little building. I can't remember the address, but I'm pretty sure it's the tin shop. It's on,
5 Bowen.
5. Yeah, I think that's right. Used to have
That
a little,
one's not in a, I don't think that one's in a trust.
used to have a little wraparound porch.
That's Linda Gerard.
Right. When I looked it up though, it said it was a trust in her name. I can't remember where I looked it up, but.
No, for owner name, I've just got her. The other ones that have trust, they actually put trust right on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
because 9 is a trust,
Oh, okay.
which is why I thought that was the one.
Yeah, because it's lost its little wraparound porch and it just looks rough overall. So.
So we need to pick 12 or so properties.
Yeah, so do you wanna, should we pick those as a group or?
I guess the question, do we want to try and do a section? Do we want to try and do a
No.
variety?
So
I
what
think
do
we
go
need a-
for, like highlighting 12?
So they
or-
wanted, a dozen or so B forms that highlight what would be in our district to get an
Oh,
idea.
okay.
So what I'm thinking is we, wanna have the narrative, the two mill periods, a typical house, and then a couple special properties like the library.
I don't know if the library should be highlighted.
Well, maybe not the library, but, the
Yeah,
gent store.
Yeah, I'm
something
just
like
saying
that.
library because of everything going on with
Okay.
the construction and possible, you don't wanna,
No library.
Okay, but the mill, what am I trying to say? The
Should we-
houses downtown, they're like the mill owners' houses would be really
Mhm.
good to include,
okay.
I would stick with, yeah, the good.
Housing.
and worker housing, cause we don't want them
Right.
all to be like amazing, like there
Right,
should be
right.
regular housing too.
Okay, so A
Something that's
Street,
like representative.
A Street,
does anything stick out?
I'm so bad about knowing what's what. Salvatore Vecchione house sounds interesting, Victorian eclectic, but I don't know what that is.
Remember what that one looks like.
I'm not gonna remember what these
1876,
200
yeah.
whatever houses are, so those might not be the best way to go.
Yeah, it's hard
What
to,
house was the
it's hard to
old cider
recall them
mill?
individually.
One of these houses was an old cider mill. There we
Bennett
go.
Cider Mill.
Oh, that is
24 A
interesting.
Street.
Okay, 24 A Street.
Yeah,
Right.
that is interesting.
Yeah, the Bennett Cider Mill.
Huh?
Yep, 24 East Street. Axe Manufacturing, of course, worker housing.
Okay, so B Street, we've got, so B Street's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we
Yeah,
can pick the one
that's
that we have the
actually a
most
good
Pick from
information.
3 there, that's a good area to pick.
Right.
Pick a number.
They've got 3 right in a row there.
Yep.
Okay.
And there's that one that's right as you cross Street over the dam spillway on the right. That brick house, it's gray.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the, and that's a very early house, and it's the only one like it downtown, really.
Yeah,
What-
I know
Are we
the one
talking
you're
on
talking about.
Ace, on B
The-
Street?
Brick one.
Cross Street.
Oh, Cross Street. Cross Street wasn't on here. Cross Street's not one of our
Yeah, I
streets.
don't think so.
I know the one you mean though. I don't, what,
Okay,
it's
maybe,
right,
then maybe not.
it's right downtown by the
As soon as
mill,
you go
right?
over
And
the
it's
spillway.
kinda like a blue,
Blue-gray.
bluish gray brick
Yeah,
house.
brick
Yeah, I
house, it's
remember the
painted.
one. I can't remember the address on that one.
It's not in the
But
form,
I
it's
know
not
the
in
one
the
you're
form.
talking about.
Yeah.
I think it is, cause that's within our, I just can't remember what street that is, but it's within our district for sure.
No, we didn't do Cross, we didn't do Cross Street.
I don't think it's called Cross
No,
Street
it's
though.
probably, it may be something else at that point.
I think it's,
C
oh, I
Street.
can like, it might be, C or even the end of Cook maybe, because it's, I can like picture it in my mind, but I don't know what
Yeah.
street that is. I know exactly the house you're
Yeah,
talking about though.
So what street would it meet up with?
I wanna say it's like, it's right before you get to the spill.
I'm just wondering if I can pull.
It's 2 or 3 buildings before Socha's on the right.
I think it's Cook Street, but
Yeah, it's
I'm
Cook
not
Street.
100%
I think that's
sure.
right.
Go away. The blue gray brick house.
Okay, so here we are on Cook Street. Are you talking about this one right here?
Yep,
9 Cook Street.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's a
that's
nice
good.
one.
It took me a minute, but I was able to.
Good call, David. That's a nice house.
Okay, Bowen Court, I don't think there's really anything that's,
Yeah, you can move along. We don't need one from every
okay,
street.
so C Street, I wouldn't pick anything.
Right.
Cemeteries are new, they're just there because of where it was located.
Yeah.
Charles Street,
Some of those are Axe.
Axe
No.
manufacturer housing, yeah.
yep.
Oh, it's only 27 are my house.
Right?
So,
Take your pick.
so they both have something, one's a boarding house, and we haven't actually seen the term boarding house.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is interesting.
Okay,
Maybe
do that.
But
go
the
with
other
that.
one's a store, like they both properties have something,
So what, let's just see
Oh.
what we have more history on.
so why don't we put both of them for the time being and then we can, but like I said, the use of boarding house is interesting. 'Cause
Yeah.
I have not seen, I don't think we've seen a lot of that. We've seen housing.
Right.
Right, I like that.
But the
too.
thing, what's interesting is
That
I
was right
think,
next door.
I think North Street, okay, Uncle Joe was 33, so 31, 33, 35, and 37, those are the, right as you're turning the corner, right by your street,
Mm-hmm.
those 4 houses, those were boarding houses, but they're not, I think they're just
Hmm.
called worker housing.
Mhm.
The
But-
multifamilies, yeah.
But they were literally, because my uncle owned one of the buildings,
Mm-hmm.
and so I've learned a lot of the history. They were basically beds lined up with lockers.
Oh,
Mm.
interesting.
Yeah.
And those were, it's called the Lower Mill,
Yeah,
Right.
25, 27, the mill in those houses.
yeah. But just saying like, so those were technically boarding houses, but I don't think they're listed as boarding
Yeah.
houses. I think it's just listed as worker housing.
Yeah,
So the difference in terminology to me is interesting.
yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so Cook Street, we decided to do
9?
9.
And which ones are we doing for Charles? 27 and?
Either 25 or 27, probably 27, but.
It
one of
doesn't
them.
hurt to have them both and see what we've got for information.
Yeah.
Okay, Cook Street.
The
we
fire
wanna-
station?
Do we want to do the old fire station?
Yes,
Yes.
I do, yes.
Okay.
Cottage Street.
So do we want? So we've
One of
got.
the hunt houses, right? But even though it's on cottage again.
But the thing is, those weren't the main hunts,
Okay, so let's go to the main, let's go to the
right?
main
Those were more like the family members because it was Oliver, Deacon Warren. I don't know that those were the main ones.
Huh?
The hunt.
Cottage?
Yeah, like Main Street is more the,
Hmm.
Yeah. We can
How
always
about
go
the
back
yellow-
to it if
the
we
yellow
want
hundred
to.
house on the corner there, maybe? Corner Mechanic and
Douglas
Main.
High School, Douglas Academy.
Okay, so
Yeah, because that's right downtown.
Depot. We want to do the Memorial High School now
Yeah.
Town Hall.
Yeah,
What
Um,
number is that?
29.
29.
The Deacon Warren Hunt House. He was one of the main hunts.
Okay.
And then what's
And what was the address of that one?
12.
12.
And then you've got the Douglas Academy dash Douglas High School. And I believe today that is the Masonic Lodge.
Yeah, that one's pretty
Oh,
interesting.
So that
yeah, that's a good one.
Like I said, we can have a lot and then we can always.
We can always parse
Yeah.
it, right,
Parse it
parse it out,
down.
right?
But on Depot, I think those would be the possible ones we would want to focus on.
Okay.
Gilbo is going to be a whirly whirl. There's a lot going on Gilbo.
I would skip Gilboa.
Yeah, we can skip it. Because you've already got.
We got quite a bit there, and it is a real mixed bag, so I would agree.
But what
Maybe
about-
the slaughterhouse.
Well, Gilbo also has the Schuster Mill.
Oh,
That's
That
on
would be
Gilbo.
Oh.
And so is all that worker housing right before the mill.
That's true.
okay.
So I think if you're
Give us a
looking at
number.
Gilbo, if you're at the Four Corners and you're looking
Yeah,
at
go-
Gilbo this
well,
way, we want
yeah.
nothing to do with it. But if we're looking at Gilbo this way,
Yeah.
Right, on the right side, yes.
it's more.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree.
So
Um,
so the Schuster Mill is 120.
Right. And then Schuster Woolen Mill Housing, 102, 104, 105, 106, Schuster
those are the
Woolen Mill Housing.
combined, those are the ones that are.
And I think we would maybe want to pick one of those because I feel like they're a different style than a lot of the other mill housing
Yes,
that we
th-
picked.
that's true.
You know, you've got the.
Yeah, they're different, you're right.
One and six. So there's, maybe just write these numbers down and figure out which one is best.
Well, because you've got the, what is it? 82 and 84, and then 86 and 88 are the two big houses that are up on the, like,
Okay.
kind of up the hill where one of them had the big fire,
Uh-huh.
and they refurbed the whole thing. That's 82 and 86.
Okay, I wrote all those numbers down, we can kind of narrow it
Do
down.
we want to highlight the grammar school? Part of me leans towards no because it's in such poor condition.
Right, because then it's like,
And part of me is like, because it's in poor condition, would it be a good thing to?
And it's
Yeah.
one of the few Romanesque revival
Yeah.
large brick buildings in town. It's again like the church, it's one of the larger, older brick buildings.
I think
so
it's worth.
It's an anchor house, and at least looking at it from the street, it looks solid. It doesn't have sagging roof, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it has no steps, but outside of the no steps, it's in great condition. Great condition
Plus
from the outside.
plus we have good vintage photographs. I know you sent me that postcard a while back of the.
Did I?
Of
Oh, and I've got some bigger photographs in the
the, of the
archive.
building when it was active. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay,
Yeah.
we'll add that one, so that's 11 Gleason.
Okay.
Okay, so 175, the Frost House, the Cave House, now the Bilodeau House.
I would
Oh.
include the Bilodeau house. For
What's the
sure.
number again?
175.
Those are the big Schuster,
175 Main.
Schuster
Yep.
owner house, mill houses,
Yep.
big,
Owner
big
mansion.
mansions, yeah.
That's right.
Well, that was
Yep.
the one he built for his sister.
Yeah.
175 was built for his sister.
How many is that so far? That may be enough.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'd rather go through the whole list though.
That's just 12.
No, well, because we're only on Main Street, I don't wanna miss something
Yeah,
that
I
could
agree.
be
Mhm.
good. We can
Yeah.
parse them down once we've gone through all of them.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll make a bigger list and then knock a few off if we need to.
So, the Oliver Hunt House is 228.
Yep,
I don't know if we want to include that one.
Probably.
Trying to picture that one. Which one is that?
So it's across the street from Bilodeau. I don't know exactly which one that is.
is that the Colonial Revival with the eye drop over on the roof line? It's one of the, is that one of the?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For-
there
for
it is.
Schuster.
Wait, that's 220.
Oh, that's not it.
I would cut off, I would cut off going beyond West Street,
Mhm.
which I think we
Any of those
doing
look
already.
nice.
The Jenk Store.
They're already on not that it matters, but maybe, I don't know if it counts for or against, but they already have their separate
Mhm.
one.
Yeah.
But I think it still shows that we've got special
Yeah.
buildings.
Yeah, exactly.
The Second Congregational.
We should have one
Yep.
church.
Yeah,
I don't know if
'Cause
that's
that was a-
St.
that was a
Dennis
community.
or-
that basically was, set up because people didn't want to drive up all the way up to the town common
Yeah.
for the first Congo.
Mhm.
So
And they have that nice big lawn out front.
Yeah, make lawn out front,
The
the granite, the
method-
granite stuff,
Mm,
The
yeah.
chains.
The Methodist and St. Dennis are relatively newer. The
Mhm.
Methodist went up in 1904 after the fire.
Yeah, I'd go with
St.
second.
Dennis is 1955.
I'd say
The
go with-
Second Congregational is 1834.
Right.
I would go
Okay,
with the
yeah, let's do
congregation.
that. I don't see the address.
Um,
Is it on Depot? It's considered on Depot, it's
289 Main.
289.
Okay.
We said we were ignoring the library. Do we want to do the Wickstead building? That's where Gregory's is.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
that's got that had a lot of interesting history with it.
Yeah.
And we've got,
Had
I've got
stables
some-
upstairs
Huh.
Wow.
for
We
horses.
have all that in the notes.
I think Macker's file shows that.
Wow.
Do we want to do the Elmwood? Because that's been a little bit of everything. I believe that had to start with the Axe Mills, then it went to the Schuster Mills, then it was a good time, pastime club for the workers before it became the Elmwood.
Hmm.
Or now the picket fence.
It is an interesting building
Yeah, that's a
too, 'cause
beautiful
it's got the
building.
mansard.
Oh, yeah,
with
yeah,
the,
it's
like, kinda
the office for
fancy
the
windows.
Mansard Mills, yeah.
Yeah.
It still has a lot of the architectural integrity of it.
Right.
The house right next to it is the Long Schoolhouse,
Hmm.
so that's 348.
Yep.
Like I said, we're definitely gonna wanna parse these down, but
Right.
But I wanna make sure we're getting everywhere. Manchog Street. Probably not much, cause we said we weren't gonna do the church, cause we were doing the first.
Yeah.
Maybe the one we might wanna consider is 15 Manchog, the William Wickstead house, that's where, Christine Leonard lives now.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
that's a nice
okay.
house.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
nice. And the funeral home on Mechanic,
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's a nice building.
That's 7.
7 Mechanic.
Yep. Martin Road, we don't really have much.
no,
North Street
Actually,
is.
there's a lot of names going on here, right?
Yeah.
I
So
thought we cut
North
out,
Street
I thought
is
we
where
cut
we
out the
get
street.
interesting.
Oh, we've got the whole apartment complex.
We've got 26, which is Hayward Landing. We've got 31 through 37,
Oh, yeah,
which is
that part of
worker
North Street,
housing.
yep.
I think Hayward Landing's probably the most interesting, no?
Yeah, the Hayward Landing is amazing, largest building in town.
Mhm.
And I would pick one of the 4 worker housings.
Right, I would agree with that.
Okay,
Yep.
so 26 North, and then what are the choices?
31,
20
33,
35 and 37.
yep, those are the 4.
David, that's too small for you, that paper right there, right? The one you're looking at?
I
would
can
you-
read it, I had, cataract surgery and I have glasses.
Okay, well, just when I print it out for you, I wanna make sure I'm not going,
So you'll lose a couple columns, right? So then
yeah, I'll
probably
take
that same size you could do on a regular size piece of paper.
Yeah,
You can take out the photo column.
yep. Okay, so then Northeast Maine goes from, Northeast Maine starts,
Andover.
Way up
it
west.
it starts like, I wanna say, right after the church, maybe?
After St. Dennis?
No, Northeast Maine, right after the Methodist. Cause you go
Okay.
from Main Street into Northeast
Northeast.
Maine.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one of those really annoying, it's the same street and they change literally
Yeah, that
mid.
must go crazy, the people who live there, never mind having
Most of
multiple
them have
directions in your name.
Most of them have P.O. boxes in the post office.
North
So-
Street, Northeast Main, Main Street.
So the one we might wanna do on Northeast Maine is probably the Sokol,
Right,
cause that was also the Methodist church.
right.
Yeah,
And
405.
I think I think I also have some old pictures of that.
405.
Orchard Place is nothing. Casino is nothing, they're just included because of
Okay.
location, and then the only thing we have left is Pleasant Street and School Court.
Yeah, there's nothing there, that's.
Pleasant Street, we're doing Depot, so I don't think we need to hit Pleasant Street, it's the same area. And School Court's that one building, really
Right.
on 7.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
number 7,
23.
the Payne block.
So that's, I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, 23 is probably good, that gives us, if we go through and they're
Right.
like, not great, then we knock them out, or even like get to the final stage and then start knocking.
Or we feel like, oh wow, we did so many of this one design, we need something.
Right,
A
to
little-
counteract
But I
it.
think, thinking about it now, that isn't the case. Going through these properties in my head, we have things from Federal, Greek Revival, Italianate, Victorian, and Romanesque Revival, so that's a pretty good cross-section.
Okay, so I'll write this up with the notes so we all have that
Okay.
information. So the drone image, so one of the things was, in addition to images, we wanted like a cover shot, a representative cover. I sent this to you
Yep.
guys, Sarah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So-
He does
and I-
beautiful stuff.
Yeah, and if we look at it, it's a good, like that's the Second Congregational Church,
Oh,
and then it
yeah.
goes along Main Street, and,
I'm trying to
that's-
see if I
I think
can.
that's part of our,
Yeah,
Yeah.
his house, right?
that's a good photo.
So then that's,
Second Congo.
it's all part of the property.
Right, right, it's good. Most
There
of the
we go.
downtown mill
I
area.
like it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yep, the same thing we're looking at.
Oh, you already got it. Okay, we're just looking at it on my phone.
Yeah, well, I was trying to.
Yeah. So I think we all agree that that will
Yep,
work.
it's a great shot.
excellent. And I'm sure Chris will give us, I don't know if we needed anything else that was like the other part of town or something, I'm sure he would do that.
Well, so we're starting here. About here's where we're starting, because that's the Schuster, so Kay's house is like here.
Mm-hmm.
Where this is going to
That's the,
Town Hall.
I was gonna say, isn't that the Balcom, is that what it's called? Where the dentist
Balcom
is and
block?
everything? Yeah.
Nope, that's the Town Hall, I think.
The town hall. The town hall is behind the Second Congress.
Not the town, the old Town
Post
Hall.
office.
The post office.
Okay.
I'm looking at old pictures lately, so
You're like in a different era.
everything's in the wrong era for me. I'm sorry. This is post office, so
Okay.
we still have quite a bit here,
Yeah.
but not a ton. And then
Yeah,
there's
it's just a good overview of the main downtown
Yeah.
business
It'd be hard to
district,
get absolutely
which is
everything.
good.
So, okay, so that's good.
if anything else that we would need for an overview section, I would probably say like North Street, Lower Village.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have, you can use the topo maps.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
If we wanted something else.
yeah, cause that covers the other, time period,
Okay.
the other mill period.
Okay, so we'll consider that for later. Chris will get he's got his little mark there. Okay.
Well, the Lennox, one, they actually do say who took the photographs unless stated otherwise, so I don't think having them,
No, I
Of course
think
that
it's,
doesn't
no, I
in
think
there.
it's fine. Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
Okay, so next steps with the MHC and the town, which I don't think we're there yet, right?
Right.
So I think next steps are David's gonna put the,
You're gonna pick the
A
styles.
Right?
and then the B forms. I don't know if like two of us wanna tackle this or, and start getting these in good shape, or, you know, split it up and then we could cull from there. I'd be
Yeah,
willing to
probably.
do half of them, you know, do a dozen or so.
So the B form, is that like the more detailed?
Yeah.
But we
one
have
for,
them
like,
done.
The individual?
Yes,
Yeah.
we have
We
them.
have a lot of them. Why
Not
don't
done, but
you
Right.
shoot me that list? I'll go through and see what we have for existing B forms.
we have B forms on everything, just whether or not they're good.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
but I'll pull the existing B forms.
Okay, and we
Um,
can gussy them up.
well,
Check the photo.
And
well,
add-
well, the
add
photos,
stuff as
the one
needed.
thing, David, what is the most recent round of photos date-wise?
I probably, state-wise, I don't know, but I've taken a number of photos of downtown within the past 5 years.
Okay.
On nice spring days, so it's green and lush.
Because I think we've got to be careful about how old the photos that we're submitting are. Because like I said,
Unless they're accurate still.
Well,
yeah.
I think, and I know you claim this, but I would say one of the remarkable things about downtown, at least exterior-wise, the buildings really have not changed much at all in the past 30-some-odd years.
No, it's not the
It's
30,
very-
not the 30 years they've changed. It's
Yeah,
the
the much earlier
much
time.
earlier where they went through like 15 different styles
right.
in 50 years.
But I'm saying with the current property list, photographs, which we have, current photographs, even photographs from 20, 30 years ago, they're gonna look pretty much the same. Trees are gonna be taller, shrubs may have been torn and knocked down, but that's about it. Most of the buildings, they may have had the vinyl fairy come through.
So what I'll do is those photos, the B forms, I'll also pull the photos that go with the B forms that we're looking
Yeah.
at, and we'll be able to see that. Then we'll have to go through the other
Yes, I've got
photos.
like 30 or 40 at least that I've took in the past 5 years,
Okay.
mostly downtown.
Are you able to get them to me some way so I can include them with all the other photos?
I will do my best.
Can they just go on that?
That's what I was
Does
gonna.
it have enough room for those, do you think?
So what I've had to do is the photos are in there, but there is a compressed drive.
Okay,
So you would have to download it and open it on your desktop.
okay.
That's the only way I could get them all in
Okay.
without taking up every inch of.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of other options these days. I don't know what the
I
best
might
one
have to
is.
have Dawn come over to help walk me through that.
I just wanted to keep them all in there, like so that they're all in one location.
Yeah,
Even
agreed.
putting them into the Google Photos, we're going to run into the problem where we're gonna run out of room, and then we'd have to pay for storage.
Right.
And the thing is, if we were just doing thumbnail pictures, that might be one thing, but we really need them uploaded as original quality.
Right.
And that's what's killing us on the
Higher
States.
pixel density.
That's what's killing us. If I was just doing thumbnails, I wouldn't have them compressed, but
Yeah.
because it's original quality, because we've got to do printouts and that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
that's what's killing us on space.
I wonder if there's a town, if the town is doing anything like that that we can lob onto.
I said the compressed works fine because then you can just pull what ones
Okay, okay.
which individual ones you need.
Okay, all right, that's good. Okay, so next steps with the MHC in the town is basically to get the representative B forms, get the A form together, and then once those are done, I don't think we need to do anything with the town, I just think we need to get
Right,
them to
yeah.
Ben at the MHC
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a look-see.
Review.
Let me write that down.
So the big thing is going to be getting the A form finalized, which is going to be the style, and then it's also going to be the pictures. And like I said, I'm pretty sure we need to have a picture
per property that is listed on that
Yeah,
form.
I can email Ben, but I think we do.
Even if it's a non-contributing, I think it needs to be.
Yeah.
The other thing the A form needs to have on it are the objects. Structures,
Yeah,
objects.
monuments, cemeteries, yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
But that's easy enough because nothing has changed since 1989.
Right.
So all I have to do is go into Macris and pull the
Right.
What, in the cemeteries, nothing has changed?
no. We've had no new monuments put up. We've had no new cemeteries created
yeah.
Oh,
since
yeah.
1989. Like
right.
everything is.
Yeah, there's been little changes, like they changed the fence.
Yeah,
Oh.
They
No,
ripped
I
out
meant.
the old one, put in the new, since like 2005.
Yeah, no, I meant like there's no like structural
No.
changes.
Yeah, right.
So we need to add some, you're saying we need to add some of the
The-
non-B forms?
Yeah, well, not add the forms, but on the A list, we need to have those items
Oh.
included.
Okay, well that, okay.
So it would just be like, it's where 2 North Street is, but it would be
Yeah,
Civil
the
War
monuments
monument,
and- yeah, right.
and it would be object year put up, and I don't think there's much more than that you need to include. They just
Okay.
have to be on the form. But like I said, nothing's really changed since '89, so I can easily go into Macris, pull all of the non-B items for these areas,
Okay, okay,
and put them onto the form. That's not gonna take a lot.
okay. The next thing on here was confirmation of property list and map, but I think we've looked at that a lot. And
Yeah, I think we
pretty
had that.
much have it.
Yeah.
Consider a consultant,
That
which
we're not
is later.
Ready for
Right.
that.
Right.
Okay, and then if we're ready to move on from that, the important thing we wanted to do was the application submissions for new members.
Yep.
Are we okay with this for now?
Yes.
How many members are we allowed to have?
I wrote down 2, oh.
Total, I think, what, 7?
I should know that.
I have to look at the thing at town hall.
How can can't we Google that?
My phone's my code.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of where it would be.
I have that I wrote down here that we had 2 that we could add, but somehow in my head I had 3, so.
Okay, so no, that would make sense. There's 4 of us sitting here.
Mhm.
If Betsy was here, that would be 5.
Right.
And then 2 more for 7.
2 more for 7.
Must be an odd number for voting.
3, the number 3 probably came in because David's talking about stepping down. So
Mhm.
that's why we've got the 2 and the 3 numbers
Okay.
in your head.
Okay,
Right, that's probably true.
okay. So I don't have copies, I just have 1 copy. These were the 4, I think, who submitted applications.
I think didn't we get an email with those? I can't remember.
We
Yeah,
did.
there were emails
Oh,
for all
okay.
of them as
All right.
well.
I just,
And,
it's been a while since I've
and
looked at
out
it.
of everyone, so Dave messaged me through Facebook where some people saw this and was like, I never heard anything, I assume I didn't get on. And I was like,
Oh.
so he really is expressing
Yeah.
interest,
Oh,
so I
that's
just wanted to
good.
pass that along.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and I thought about that, and I thought about putting a note on that old post, but it's hard to find.
Right. Oh,
So,
and we have,
I don't
we
know.
had how many people that were?
so we've got 4 applications,
Oh,
and so
okay.
we have to kick out 1
Oh,
if there's only
okay.
3, or 2 if there's only, and so it's almost like an eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like, how do you?
I wish we could meet with them and like ask them questions, but.
Carson, yes. What's your
Yeah.
favorite style?
That's right. I just like meeting people in person just because then you get a feel of what they're
Sure.
like and.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like, so one thing, like
I
right
don't
here,
think I know any of these people personally, so.
one thing here, this person, their business address is Cambridge, Mass. So to me, like, are they gonna be easily able to come to meetings?
Right.
Do they? Well, they all have to live in town, right?
They live in
But
town,
here
but
they
like,
are.
But like the meeting might need to be later.
yeah, like, we're able to meet at,
Cambridge is an hour and a half away.
we're able to meet
Yeah.
at 9 o'clock on a
Right.
Thursday.
Yeah. Right.
Like, okay, here's another, David Whitkus, Boston. I'm just saying, like,
But how do we know they don't work from home right now?
Yeah.
We don't
Right.
know that either. you
Right.
know?
I know.
They could really work in Boston, but they could be working remotely. We don't know.
So, and then when were
Christine
these
Church
filled
and
out?
Dawn
It's been a
Fontaine.
while. August.
Christie certainly sounds like she's right in town.
I think it's great that there are people that I don't know because that means there's like new people interested
I know the
in stuff,
Wickes
and
family.
That's kind of
Okay.
awesome.
but I know Melissa more than Dave.
Right, same.
So we have two good candidates with these two, Kristen and this person.
And she was kind of funny. She was like, I don't feel worthy. And I'm like,
Oh,
you don't, like, I don't either, you know?
and you said David had
He's
reached
the one
out.
who still
That
is
was
expressing
interesting.
interest.
Okay, that's good to know.
I mean, honestly, they all look.
I don't know if I saw. Did I see that one? Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
They all look.
Equal.
Yeah. Like, how do you? How do you determine?
I think you're right. I think we need to have
You
a
can
meet
still
with
speak
them.
freely. It's okay. Oh, we could do a meet. Yeah, we could
Meet and
book
greet.
a.
Yeah.
We could book a meeting and invite them to come and maybe
Yeah.
And it
ask them
doesn't.
a few questions about
One at a
themselves
time?
and.
And it doesn't even have to
No.
be like a full,
Oh, I think
a
it
full
would be-
meeting, like
Yeah.
like all of this stuff. It could just be
Oh,
like.
what
I
if we
mean-
just did set up a few Zooms?
A 20-minute, yeah, a 20-minute.
Right.
Segment,
Yeah,
9
I
o'clock
mean, like,
minute.
because other boards interview their
Sure.
people that are potential members. Like selectmen will interview people they're appointing, so I don't see why we can't.
I remember that
ask.
process.
Yeah, I don't see why we couldn't.
Because it was
have them come in.
pre-pandemic, so I did
Right.
have
Yeah.
to sit in front of them.
Yeah.
I think that would be good just to meet them and face to face, and or at least
And
even,
I guess
even
still,
virtually.
still see if they're interested.
Yeah.
Because it's been a
Right.
while and we still have, so we could take, I guess what could happen is we could take two now. I don't know what we do about Betsy exactly because she has offered
Yeah.
to step down if we, but I like her as an alternate member because she has so much knowledge.
Right.
But I mean, we could always just use her on a consulting basis.
Which is
Yes.
probably realistically what it is at the moment, you
Yeah,
know?
because I love Betsy, but we are down a person when it comes to workload.
Correct, right.
Okay, so try to set that up.
Try to set what up?
Meetings with them.
Meeting.
Yeah,
Members.
so, but how do you guys prefer to do it? Like, do you wanna just do it virtual, and I have my own Zoom line, I could just.
Personally,
Is that
I'd
even
like to do
okay?
it at town hall. If it was up to me, I'd rather do
At
it in
town
person.
hall.
But the thing is
Yeah.
also trying to get 4 people to meet at the same.
No.
I think it's gonna be 4 separate meetings for us, you know?
Or can stagger them.
But I'm just saying, like, trying to set up 4 just to do like a quick meet and greet might be a lot harder to set up 4 in person than for Zoom. I'm just.
Maybe. Well, we could even do it at town hall and have Zoom as an option. So, like, if one
Right,
of us wants
right.
to attend virtually,
Let's try
it's
that
just
first.
hard for me to do that from my house because there's a ton of noise and
Okay.
I wouldn't. I'd rather be there in person, like if at all
Yeah.
humanly possible.
I mean,
Unless you want birds and dogs and kids in the background. So-
It'll also give us an idea as far as who's able to make it and who's willing to make the time to make it.
Mm-hmm, right.
And you could make it an option for them to like attend on Zoom, and we could just have us.
We could be
meet
together
there,
at
or-
the town hall.
Yeah,
How would
or
we-
virtually, whichever.
How would
is-
we do it? Is there a way at the town hall to do Zoom where we can put them up on a
Mhm.
screen and
Yep.
we're not all having to do
Yeah, in the
individual?
resource room. So just make sure they book the resource room because that one has the big screen, and you can sit at the table and everybody can see the.
Okay, just rather than trying to do like.
Yeah. And also, there's like the audience space in that room. I would definitely go for the resource room. That's the big room. So.
So, like, do we book that with the, I always get confused if we're doing it with the town clerk or with the
I-
selectman's
I
secretary.
would think you do it with the town clerk.
Yes.
Okay.
I would
Just say
send
if
an
you
email
could
to both
request
Chris
that
and
room
to.
because you need Zoom.
I think Lisa took Suzanne's place. right?
Yeah,
What's Lisa's last name? I think I've emailed her.
Freeman?
Freeman.
Freeman, yeah.
And like, if you need a Zoom option, Pat does that part of it, so, but the town
Okay.
clerk usually just lets him know and then he can set up.
So, do we want to do a meeting where we're doing just these? Do we want to do a meeting where we're doing these and going over a few things?
That's a good question.
Well,
I feel like
that's
we've
good
had
for
these
you
people
guys.
waiting for so long.
Yeah.
Like I hate to put it off too much
Right.
longer.
We could, I mean, if you wanna put like the meeting with the people first on the agenda and then do like,
If we have
if
any
we have
time.
anything else that we need to
Yeah, that
go over
sounds
in the
good.
meantime.
Okay, so now
I don't
comes
know
the
if, I don't know if, you know, if we'll have anything on the walkthrough that's happening,
Right.
or if we'll have.
Sometime in
review.
January,
Yeah,
weather permitting.
right, exactly.
Okay, where am I going here? Here's where I'm going. There we go. Okay. So if we're looking at January Thursdays, I've got the 4th and the 25th available before work. That's the only two. If we're looking at Fridays, I've got pretty much every afternoon open.
The only thing is town hall open right now on Fridays? I think they are, cause I think they're only closed Fridays in the summer. Am I right, or am I wrong? I guess that's something we'd have to find out.
We haven't had any trouble meeting on Fridays.
No.
No? Okay, cause last time I couldn't
Unless
book
that
on
was
Friday.
pre-pandemic and something changed. I don't know, should we call?
It was more recent that I wasn't
Yeah.
able to book on a Friday, so I'll just say that.
Okay, so here's
But you can check, I mean, you can ask them if it's okay if we book that
here's
there,
another
a Thursday or a
option.
Friday. Right now, I'm totally free, so to me, it doesn't matter what day you wanna do, cause I'm laid off from Grower until
So
like February.
Tuesday mornings, Colin's gonna be going to a drop-off program. I have to drop him off for 9. It's in Whitensville. I have to pick him up at 11:30.
Okay,
But I have,
Tuesday morning.
In between.
I mean, give or take 15 minutes on each end to get where I need to
Yeah.
go. I have that time now available to me. I don't know if that helps anything or not.
I know, I'm just thinking,
Come July, he's in preschool full time. So my schedule here is going to change.
Right.
So I'm losing some and making up another.
yeah. So I'm just thinking that we might, you know, I'm sure most of these people are working, at least it's saying that from what they're saying. They
Do we
have
want to do
here.
an evening?
So that's what I'm thinking,
You
it's like
could.
5 or later.
So evenings work minus Thursdays because I'm here till 8.
Okay, so Thursdays. Yeah, I have a class. So Thursday you cannot do. My best evening is Tuesday.
I know. I double checked the calendar, I just know Tuesday is like
Oh, that's a big
selectmen and-
meeting
Yeah, it's a
day.
big meeting day, so, but I mean, we might be able to get the room if we happen to pick a Tuesday where it's not a selectman night or not a, you know.
The week of the maybe go the week of the 22nd, and I don't have any class that week.
Week of the 22nd, I am free all evenings except for Thursday, and I've got Tuesday morning and Friday morning and Thursday morning. That week's actually my most open week.
Okay, tell me it one more time, Becky.
Okay, I've got all nights but Thursday.
Wait a minute, let me say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, not really Friday evening, but okay.
I've got Tuesday and Thursday morning,
Okay,
and then I've got Friday afternoon.
okay. And then David, you're good on Thursdays or any evening, is that right?
Yes, and I probably, it's pending, I'm gonna be retiring.
Oh my
Um,
God.
and
Party.
that's supposed to happen. It's still, hasn't been cast in concrete, sometime between the 3rd week of January and early February.
Alright.
That's pretty soon.
Hanging up my apron.
Oh my God.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Okay, and what about yours, Sarah? You're
I'm
completely
free that
flexible?
week anytime.
I have a library trustees on Tuesday.
Library trustees, come
I
on,
know.
what's that all about?
So can we try for Wednesday, the 24th?
That could work.
That works for me.
And I don't know, how do we wanna pose this? Cause I can send an email from the
I would just
Gmail.
say, like, we invite you to join us for a meeting where we'll
Yeah.
We would
review your
like to-
applications and
We would like to do a meet and greet.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
nothing, you know, I wanna assure them too that it's not like
Don't
any,
scare them.
it's not any hard questions.
It's
Yeah.
just,
No,
we-
I would
we-
just say like
I
we'd
would be
like
like,
to-
we had a number of applicants.
Yeah,
We had more applicants than we have spots.
yeah,
In order to determine how we move forward, we would like to do a meet and greet.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
I
fine.
think that
That's
sounds
fine.
fine.
yeah, and we'll tell you about
Oh.
more about our group.
What
And-
time do we
and-
wanna book?
I would say well, do you wanna offer two options? Like we could say 5 for the
Right,
evening.
give them a couple options and see what their time,
Or-
what other times available.
Cause I think on that day we can do, Becky, what's your
What day?
Wednesday?
The Wednesday?
Yeah.
Wednesdays I'm only evening.
Evening, okay.
Do
So
you
we'll
wanna
just,
do it slightly after 5? Only cause like sometimes that's
Well,
people's.
like,
5 p.m. or later, like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say we can only meet you on Wednesday
Yeah,
at 5, you know what I mean?
Well, 'cause
Could
I mean,
you do, like, a
technically,
6
like,
o'clock or
if
something?
I leave here at 5, so I would need
Yeah, that's
5
what-
minutes to get to the town
That's
hall, you know?
that's what I was thinking, but if they have like a little commute, you know, they might get out at 5. I was thinking evening more like 6 or so, or 6:30, but I don't know, I mean, whatever works for you guys. I was just wondering if they would need a slightly later.
Sure.
I mean, certainly we'll give them options, tell them we were thinking around 5 p.m. on that Wednesday, but we also have, you know, I can list out a few other options based on what you guys told me for,
Yeah.
or Sarah, are you completely free? Depends on if you have a
Pretty much. It would
recording or
depend on if
something.
I had like anything for cable, but my other job, we're off until February, so I don't have anything
Okay.
like during the day or
Okay, so I'll give a
any-
few other, and I
Yeah.
like get a few like vet appointments, whatever, so.
Yeah.
All right, so I will email all 4 and just say, you know, we would love to
I would-
invite everybody, but we just have too many.
I would BCC all 4.
Really? Okay.
I wouldn't put them all in the
Oh, I
2
see.
column. I would BCC so they don't know who else is
Sure,
applying.
sure.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
gonna send 4 individual emails.
Oh. Okay, that works too.
Yeah. There's only 4, it's not like we're doing 20.
Right.
The way you said it, I thought you were gonna just do 1, and I'm like, make sure you.
Yeah, and that way we can kind of be individual as far as the timing.
Yep.
Okay, so that takes care of that.
I'll put it in my calendar for 5, but if
Yeah.
we decide a different time, just keep me posted.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about our next meeting? Like us meeting next?
Right.
So.
So I think we can get to, well, David, you say about the A form, but like I'd like to get through this B form pretty quickly, you know? It shouldn't be like a giant project, so I'm
Do we
just
wanna
thinking in
give-
about a month's time.
I was gonna say, do we wanna do a month, 6 weeks?
Early February.
Sure.
Well, we have the 24th of January
Do
as
it.
our,
Do we wanna just meet on the 24th? When we
Yeah.
do that, we
Yeah,
can do a
we
quick,
might
like,
as well.
this is what our status is. Here's when we're gonna meet next to really go through what we've done.
Yeah.
The 24th we'll use as a check-in.
Yeah.
perfect.
Status update, not really going over everything,
Yeah.
but knowing where we're at to set up the next meeting.
Yeah, so right now
Sounds
let's
good.
set that up for 6, and then, you know, we don't know if people are coming at 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we'll work our meeting
Right.
around it.
Right.
Do the town hall at 6. that day.
David, when I
Yeah.
print these out, do you want me to just leave it upstairs and the next time you or Donna come in, you can grab them?
Sure. Oh, I can.
I mean,
I'm here all the time.
well, that's why I'm like,
Yeah, that's fine.
you or Donna are here usually at least once a week.
Okay.
Remember
And then,
sign?
yeah, the commemorative sign.
Oh, okay, so I did reach out to their chairman, Ryan Hogan. He did get back to me and he said he would let me know when their next meeting was, however, that
He
was in
never
August
did.
and I haven't heard from him. I don't believe they've met since then, only because I
Oh,
haven't.
the time of year.
Yeah. I ha-
they're
and I-
they're definitely more of
Yeah,
a
so
spring
I
and
think-
summer group.
I think he said he would let me know. He thought they were gonna book for some, September or October, but I don't believe they actually did book anything. And I
Okay.
didn't hear back from him, but I'll reach
Yeah,
out to
just
him
check
again
again.
because because
Okay.
they probably
Poke,
aren't
poke,
meeting very
poke.
frequently.
Yeah, just like us.
Kind of their off season a little bit, I think, so.
Right.
Yeah, I'll reach back out to them and just say like,
Okay.
you know, whenever your next meeting is, give us a heads up. and
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
join you.
give us some time. Okay.
Right.
And then the only other thing was just more of an FYI that about the library renovation, and there's a whole document that Mary Brainy, the consultant that the library hired, did for what the plan was for the library.
Justin put it on the website.
I was gonna say, it must be publicly
Oh.
available.
Okay.
Justin put it on the
Yep.
website. If you go to the Douglas Public Library, the mysfpl.org, you go down to the what's happening. I believe it was a blog post that he did it as.
All right.
Okay.
I'll take a look.
But there's it's like, dozens of pages, but it's very interesting. And so I'm just, from my other board, we're just still working through it all. Like no one wants to do like a giant renovation, but we might come to that.
It honestly, from the sound, it's more like, actually, I lied. It's right on the front page of the website.
Oh.
And then
I like the
it's,
size of that tablet.
I love my mini iPad. And then it's right here, and it is, I'm not gonna tell me how many pages long it is, but it's a sugar ton of,
Oh, sugar.
like, I have a toddler,
35, yeah.
I have a toddler.
Yeah, you're like, we've replaced some of our spare words.
I have a toddler, everything is sugar now. Yeah, it's like 100 pages.
100?
About
Wow.
100. Well, 80 something, but then all the appendixes.
Yeah.
It's detailed, has pictures, it shows that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
So, yeah, it's very
oh,
very
my
interesting.
iTunes needs to be updated.
Okay, so I think we can adjourn, right?
Thank you, everyone.
All right.
10:30.
Second. That
Yeah,
was a motion.
first seconded.
My unofficial
Seconded.
motion.
Yep.
Aye.
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 Aye.